Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to today's video. For those of you who are new, this may be your first time coming across my channel, seeing my face, watching my videos, which means you are probably not yet subscribed. Welcome, my name is Tyler with an O, and for those of you who are already my people, already subscribed and are just returning for another video, welcome on back. Once again, happy Pride Month. We are continuing our Pride series, our Pride looks, if you will, with none other than the color orange. Hello. If you haven't already, head over to my Instagram and look at the final images from this look, honey. The red one was sickening, but orange is sickening, okay? But yes, y'all, if you would like to see how I got this orange look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, we can go ahead and slide the wig back just a little bit. We're about to get into it. I'm actually very excited for this look we're about to do. This is totally random, but I might as well share with y'all. I'll share everything else. I just took a bomb-ass shower. Oh my god, I'm feeling so good. I don't know, lately I've just been wanting a body scrub. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've really like exfoliated my skin, like my body skin, not just my face. Y'all remember in my last video I was doing my makeup and I accidentally grabbed the Too Light concealer. Well, we are doing it again, but this time on purpose. But yeah, I was just like, I need to like start taking better care of like my skin and like just myself on the outside as well as the inside. You know, I go to the gym and everything like that, but like, you know, I want to be nice and soft. I want to smell good. Oh my god, and it smells so good. It's by Tree Hut or whatever. I remember I used to work at a spa and we would get like spa services and we would get like scrubs and massages and facials and things like that. And so I feel like that was really like the height of my pampering. Of course I would still do my own maintenance and give myself, you know, nice little face mask and exfoliate and things like that, but I don't know. It just ain't nothing like a spa. Speaking of spa, that's gonna segue us into today's topic. So yeah, since all month long we're talking about that gay shit for Pride Month, I wanted to tell you guys this story time about the first time I went to a gay bathhouse. I don't know if they're common in all cities or is it just because I'm from Las Vegas and it is Sin City, so things like that, or just if you are in Las Vegas, trust me, you can find what you're looking for if you look for it. But just in case it's not a common thing or a known thing, let me just give you kind of like a mini breakdown of what a bathhouse is generally, and then I'm going to tell you about the kind of bathhouse that I went to. So just generally a bathhouse is similar, I would say, to like a day spa where they offer like spa-like facilities, wet and dry. Some of them are co-ed and there are some separate spaces. Most bathhouses, because they offer wet facilities, and that would be like a steam room, dry sauna, jacuzzis, pools, essentially all the stuff you would kind of find in a spa or a day spa. I think the main difference between a bathhouse and a spa is that the spa would offer facilities, so you can get like massages, facials, things like that. In a bathhouse, you would just kind of go to enjoy the facilities. I don't know if that's like the technical difference, but to me that's how I see the difference between a bathhouse and a spa. Okay y'all, trust the process. It's gonna start looking a little crazy in a little bit, but we're gonna trust this process, alright? One major difference between that kind of bathhouse I just described and a gay bathhouse, the kind that I went to, well, for one, it's men only, and because it's men only and because there are all of those facilities and everything, people are obviously nude. With all of these nude people together, they often do nude people things. So you'll commonly find that there are a little bit, I guess you could say, some extra amenities being offered there. Dark rooms, mazes, glory holes. There are adult videos playing around. This particular one had a gym in it, so if people wanted to go work out, I mean, they could. And they have special nights where, like, you know, on a particular night, it might be like college night, and that's kind of the crowd that you're gonna see. So now comes the real question. What were you doing there? Okay, so boom, at the time I had a roommate or whatever, and my roommate was telling me about this guy he was talking to, blah blah blah. One day he told me that he ended up seeing that guy at the bathhouse, and that was kind of like he was just like, he didn't really know how to feel about it, or if he should, you know, feel some type of way. But I mean, I don't know why you would feel some type of way, because if you saw him at the bathhouse, that means that you would have had to been at the bathhouse too. So how come you could go but he can't? There are some places in Vegas that I have heard about, not necessarily bathhouses, but they're more straight to the point and they're like full out like sex clubs or whatever. And so I've heard of those. And so this was giving that, but the way he was describing it, he kept emphasizing that there's like a difference, and I was like, I'm not understanding, I'm not getting it. And so he was like, would you be down to go? I mean, we can just go and check it out. The thought literally didn't even cross my mind. Like, I could just hella go to this thing and see for myself. I was like, okay, we could go, like, I guess, but I was like really nervous. And so I was asking all the little preliminary questions. Do you get to like wear clothes in there? Because I was nervous. I was just like, I mean, the body ain't giving all that it's supposed to be given to be just walking around someplace naked, girl. Again, I've been to spas and stuff in the past. I used to work at a spa, so I have been in like fully nude spaces with other people or whatever. So that wasn't the issue. It was just more so, I guess, going to a place like that, it felt like being there, number one, but also like being there nude, maybe it would imply that I'm there for participation, which I really was just curious, you know, but I wasn't trying to really get into nothing. We walk in and it's like a little lobby, and then there's like a window, like a glass, and you walk up to the glass and there's somebody at the desk, and then I'm looking behind the desk and I see like the poppers, I see condoms, I see lube, I see like all of the paraphernalia, girl. We paid our little thing. He was like, okay, what color towel do you want? So they had these little ass towels, and when I say little ass towels, I mean little ass water bottles, girl. But no, I don't remember the color specifically, but it was basically like a white towel. They had stripes at the bottom of the at the trim of the towel, and I think red was for like top, blue was for bottom, yellow was for verse, and then white was for virgins. And so I was just like, I'll take a white towel, please, because like, girl, I'm just here to watch. And then he was just like, yeah, okay, and gave me my towel. I was just like, oh. And that was just kind of like the joke. I guess like a lot of people when they come there, they'll get the white towels because I don't know, they just trying to act like they whatever. So yeah, girl, we get our towels and they're like, okay, you know, y'all can go on back or whatever. I didn't know what I was gonna expect. So we go back there and it is dark. Like when I say dark, I mean like it was giving very much haunted house tease. And let me tell you why. So we're walking, basically you didn't really see anything like too in your face when you first get there. It's just kind of like these long hallways. The walls are painted black, but it's like a bunch of doors with numbers on them, as if it's like a hotel corridor or something. But and then the music back there is like loud, like it's just playing music all throughout. I mean, it's kind of like a maze with just a whole bunch of doors. And so my friend, of course, he'd been there before. He's hitting it on over to the locker. I'm like, girl, slow down. So as we're walking to the lockers, I guess like all of the people who were there already, you know, they wanted to see who was coming in, what fresh meat was walking up in there. And that's exactly what it felt like. Like it felt like a haunted house when you're like kind of walking through the dark along the little path or whatever. And then like you would like the doors would open, or around the corners people would just kind of like, you know, be peeking out, and it's naked men would like kind of like come and poke their head out, or they would just be, you would be passing them by in the hallway, but they're like naked. Some had a towel wrapped around them, some didn't. Some guys would just be like, you know, like touching themselves, like stroking themselves and looking at you, like direct eye contact. I was like, oh, this is intense, but like they know what they there for, okay? They was looking to, girl, they was looking to slay me, and I was just like, where are the lockers? Like, let's get to the lockers or whatever so I can put my stuff down. Okay, so now's the moment of truth, because we're at the locker room. Once we, you know, leave the locker room, we kind of go out into the facilities and everything, and I guess mix and mingle or whatever with everybody and check everything out. But it's not really a place where you can like carry stuff around with you, because, you know, there's jacuzzis, there's steam rooms, your phone gonna get wet and all that. So I was asking my friend, like, are you gonna keep your underwear on? Because like, I don't know, like, do I keep my underwear on? And he was like, it's totally up to you. I wouldn't recommend it, but whatever. And so I was just like, I mean, that's true, because when I leave here, I would like to put back on a dry pair of underwear. So we fully disrobed, we put our stuff in our lockers or whatever. And then he was like, all right, now we can go like, you know, see what there is to see. So while we're doing this, because I'm so nervous and I'm talking to my friend and the music's playing or whatever, I didn't even notice, once we, you know, locked up our stuff, turn around, there's like 3 men in the locker room, like in the doorway, just like standing there, like just standing waiting. And so I don't want it to sound like creepy, although it was creepy, but I think this is kind of like the culture of that type of establishment. And because we just walked in, they saw that we just came in, I'm pretty sure people would like to get to us first. You know, they just got here, it's fresh, you know, I want to get them first. And then also, you know, I'm not even gonna shade the girls. The body was giving with no clothes on, so I'm sure somebody walking by probably saw something that they liked, honey. So my friend is like kind of giving me a tour of the place or whatever. I go and see the video room. It's black in there, but there's like a big projector screen and it's playing like porn. And there was like this old guy sitting there naked. He had his like legs open and he was like, he was enjoying the movie or whatever. And it's just awkward because like you walk into these rooms and you don't necessarily know who's in there or like what you're gonna walk into or whatever. Now at a normal spot, I love the steam room anyway. But girl, when you go in this steam room, you can only see like maybe like 5 feet in front of you type shit. And so like you couldn't really tell who was in there. But like the deeper you go, you'll see like people's knees or you'll see like somebody sitting there or like an arm, you know, and it was just weird. Okay, I wanted to bring you in a little bit closer so you can get into the details that I'm about to start doing. Child, we go into this one part where it is actually like pitch black in there. Like I couldn't see the thing and it was kind of a maze. All the walls were black, but I guess they have like, you know, like holes in the walls where people can, you know, stick whatever they would like through the holes and then somebody on the other end would be there to receive it. So as we're taking the tour, I did catch people in the act. But it's just one of those things where like if people want it to be private, they have private rooms and that's what the private rooms are for. In the private room there's like a bed, there's a TV. Don't ask me how I know. No, I'm just kidding. But if people want it to be private, then they have the option to go and be private in their private room. Otherwise you are free to do as you please out in the open, and people were doing as they goddamn pleased out in the open. Okay, people were definitely handsy. I did get groped, okay, quite a few times because, you know, people were interested. So I had to ask my friend. I was just like, okay, how does this work? Like how does this all work with like consent and everything in here, especially with it being so dark and like the people who actually work here are at the front. So in the back it's just all the patrons. So I was like, who's really monitoring, you know, if some stuff were to go down that was not so consensual, you know? If somebody wanted to initiate something, what is the proper way of going about it? Because it just seems like everybody's just kind of like, you know, staring and seeing what they want, or they'll just come up to you and like touch you. And I was like, I know that's not like, is that the norm, you know? And he was telling me that like, you know, although yes, people might, you know, touch you or whatever, basically if you're uncomfortable or if you're not interested, more so, all you really have to do is just say like, you know, no thank you, or, you know, just shake your head no or whatever, and people will get the hint and they'll walk away. And I will say that I definitely did find that to be true. Like a lot of people, you know, was like I said, was touching me and everything and trying to come on to me and stuff, and I would just kind of like no thank you, no thank you, like, you know, thank you for your interest but I'm not interested. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not trying to act like I'm above, you know, those type of activities or anything like that. If I'm really being frank, I think the night that we went was maybe like a daddy's type of night, and so it was a lot of older men and it was a lot of like older white men in there, and that's just not my personal cup of tea. And so for that reason I was finding myself like declining a lot of the attention that I was getting. But this is where I kind of started getting uncomfortable again, because like obviously my friend that I went with is, you know, more of a frequent flyer in these streets. And so while he was there, like people were approaching us and we were like, you know, talking, turning down people, whatever. People would like invite you like, hey, come to my room, you know. So my friend ended up you know, like agreeing to go to somebody's room. And so I like immediately kind of like panicked, because I'm like, oh, what do I do? You're about to go in there and I'm gonna be out here by myself. But also I didn't want to be a blocker. Like I said, he goes there to have a good time, and I didn't want to be that person where he's like, oh, I could never go there with Tyler because he's just so square and he's so scary or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, you know, you have fun. I don't know where I'll be, but I'll be somewhere. And so I kind of walked with them to the private room, and then they went in the private room, and then the guy was like, you know, did you want to come in too? And so I was just like, So anyways, child, they go in the room. I'm standing outside the door looking like somebody's security or something in my little towel, looking mad uncomfortable and mad out of place. This guy walks up to me, because they saw that we were like together the whole time, me and my friend. So he like kind of brought it up, and he was just like, looks like your friend found somebody or whatever. And then I was just like, yeah, you know, looks that way. And then he was just like, well, did you want to, you know, I have a room. Did you want to go to the room with me? I'll tell you right now, down. This is not even me trying to front. I was not into this guy in really any way. I was not attracted to him or whatever, but then part of me was just like, okay, like, I don't know how long my friend is going to be in the room with this guy. We ended up chatting for a little bit and then just kind of like walking around as we were talking. So we're like walking through these hallways and just kind of like talking for a little bit. And he actually was like pretty cool to converse with. Again, I was not attracted to him, but he, you know, it didn't seem as scary, and it was something to do to pass the time because after all, I am in this place. He was like, I have a room and I'm about to leave soon, so like, you sure you didn't want to like at least like come in my room and wait for your friend or whatever? And so I was just like, okay, Tyler, like realistically, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know when my friend is going to come out of that room. I don't know how long they're going to be in there. I really don't particularly care to go like do other stuff right now. So I was just like, fuck it, let's go. Okay. At this point, I was kind of just like, okay, fuck it. You know, like, this is part of the experience. I said I wanted to come here. I wanted to experience stuff. Let's see. You know, I don't know. I just didn't know what I was doing at the time, so I went in the room with the man. So we go in this room, girl, and it's like one of those like a nurse's bed. It's like a bed with that, like, what do they call it? Is it vinyl pad? Like a mattress pad on it or whatever. And there's a TV up in the corner and it's playing like, you know, dirty movies or whatever. And then you can see he had his like clothes and stuff in there. And so he like goes in his stuff. I'm thinking he's like going to his pants to like start putting his pants back on. Girl, he go into the pocket and he pulled out a condom. And I was like, what you doing? 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 He was like, would you want to? And I was like, no, I think I'm just gonna go. I was like, I think I'm just gonna go to the steam room. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, you know, sorry, I didn't mean to like lead you on, because like now I see that you thought that we was about to whatever, and I was coming, like, it's not even like that, but it's no shade. I'm just like genuinely not interested. So yeah, I ended up just going into the steam room or whatever. I'm not about to act like I'm some holier than thou type of person and I was like too good for everything, because that wasn't the case. It was just like genuinely, I wasn't really like too much interested. I will say what kind of did catch my interest once I was in the steam room, other people came into the steam room and then people were kind of like sitting all like around and in front of me or whatever, and so they were all like, you know, they was getting their life or whatever. Some guys would kind of get together and start doing little stuff together or in front of me or whatever. And so like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like kink and different like fetishes and things that people are into, but like, I don't want you to think that everything is purely physical and people only go for physical or whatever. Like, a lot of people, the whole, and I think this is why there's a gym in there, the whole like gym thing is their thing. Like, they like to see, you know, they probably at home watch videos of people working out in the nude and stuff. Some people actually have like spa or locker room fantasies and things like that. And then there are a lot of people who just like to watch, like they like to see, or they like to be seen. And so I think that's the attention that I was attracting. After being there for a while, I think people can kind of see like they never caught me engaging with anybody really. They never saw me like doing anything, so they probably thought I was just there to show off and to be looked at, which at the end of the day, that's kind of what it came down to, because I wasn't doing anything with anybody, but I didn't mind being undressed in front of those people. And like I said, people were in there getting their life to my image, and it did not bother me whatsoever. So I was laying there sitting pretty, girl, and the guys was just doing their thing, you know, with themselves and with each other. So like I said, there are some people who like to be seen, and so they just want somebody to watch them. And I think that that's kind of what they thought that I was giving, and so they were like in front of me doing their thing, and I was just laying there. I wasn't touching, I didn't say nothing, nobody said anything to me. And so me, on the other hand, my thing, and I kind of discovered that this through that scenario, and kind of like in the future too, girl, we're not gonna get into that, but my thing, I think I'm just more of what's called a voyeur. Actually, what is the definition of a voyeur? Hey Siri, what is a voyeur? A viewer who enjoys seeing the sex acts or sex organs of others. Okay, so I think that was kind of when I discovered that I was like kind of a voyeur or whatever, because I enjoyed like, you know, seeing other and their organs and what they were doing with them. and what they were doing with each other. So I did end up kind of like enjoying myself and just having a good time. It ended up not being such an uncomfortable experience. I was laying in the steam room, whatever, and then people were, you know, getting in their life and doing whatever around me, and I was just laying there like, okay, party in the steam room now. And then my friend finally came in, and I was like, oh, I want to talk to you. Like, you need to tell me the details about what went down in that room. Like, how are you? Are you okay? What happened? And so we ended up like leaving or whatever, and we went to go head to the showers, because at this time he asked me like, you know, did you end up doing anything with anybody? And I told him like, no, I went to that dude's room. He pulled out a condom. I kind of left. I wasn't interested, so I've just been in here waiting for you. So he was like, okay, girl, we can go. Like, let's hit the showers. So we go to the showers. It's an open shower, mind you. There were no curtains. There were no walls or whatever. It was literally like shower heads around the thing. And so I'm like, okay, so by now I'm kind of like more comfortable. My towel is soaking wet because it was in the steam room, so it was like wet in there. I had my little towel over my shoulder. I was walking through the bathhouse or whatever. I went over to the showers, turned my shower on, and we're like, when we're washing. And so of course, you know, the audience comes, and this time it was the way that the showers were set up. There was kind of like a bench in front of it, and it was in like a room. So people are like kind of in the doorway, and they start, you know, people just get to doing with each other, with themselves, whatever. And so me and my friend, I was telling him, I was like, girl, you know, we are like the hot commodities up in this piece. Like, everybody is like looking at us. And he was just like, yeah, I noticed, and I kind of expected that. Like, we did come on, you know, whatever night it was. And so I told him, I was like, well, before we leave, you know, let's give him a show. I was in the shower giving shower fantasy. I was all lathered up and everything, and people were like really like feeling the show that I was putting on. And so I was like, okay, cute. But yeah, let me go ahead and put on my liner, lashes, mascara. Actually, you just saw me put on mascara, and I already have my liner on. So let me put on my lashes and my outfit, and then we're gonna come back and serve the look. And the look is served. It is giving Tigress of the Hood. Get into the liner. Honestly, these lashes really set the eye off. Like, they have like a nice flare on the end, and they curl up, so it really like lifts the eye. But yes, honey, I wanted to incorporate this orange do-rag for the culture. As a matter of fact, it's just like this painting right here. Literally, that's me. It's definitely more on the campy side, but I am here for it. I love it so much. But yeah, y'all, that was my first time going to a gay bathhouse. It definitely was an eye-opening experience, but do keep in mind that I said that this was my first experience at a bathhouse. I really felt like I did kind of find what it was that I liked, and like I said, it was more of like on the voyeur side of things. I'm really into sex positivity, especially in college. I started taking some sexuality courses where we learned about the kink world and just the whole sex market and the different lifestyles and everything, and that was where I really learned not to yuck somebody's yum. If it's not for you, if you see somebody doing something that you're not into, or you're in an environment where people are sexually, you know, engaging in whatever, it's not necessarily your place to tell people like, ew. Yeah, of course I could have went around the bathhouse and seen people doing, you know, whatever they was doing, or people that I was not attracted to, and I could have had an attitude about it. I could have been like, oh no, this is nasty, get me out of here. But no, I'm not gonna yuck anybody's yum. It's not hurting me. I'm not offended by it. It's not making me that uncomfortable. And if it was making me that uncomfortable, I'm grown. I know how to leave a situation, okay? And I think just like the nerves and me being nervous and precautious and a little bit paranoid walking through this dark, creepy place made it seem like it was a lot more creepier than it was. And so that's not the overall impression that I want to give you. If you wanted to go to a bathhouse, I don't want this to deter you. See for yourself, try it out for yourself. If you're somebody who is more comfortable with a lot of like casual encounters and things like that, then you know that just might be your tea, and you might really have fun. A lot of the people that were there frequent there, even my friend go there all the time, so I know that you can have an enjoyable experience. It was just my first time. I was a little like hesitant. But yeah, it's a big world, and you don't even really know what you don't know, and you could potentially be missing out on a lot of happiness and a lot of pleasure in your life if you don't take the time to explore and see what you like. So don't focus too much on the judgment of others. Just go and do you, have fun, and most importantly, be safe. Comment down below, have you guys ever been to a bathhouse? Have you heard of a bathhouse? Do you know anybody that's been to a bathhouse? Are you scared to go to a bathhouse? Did I turn you off from going to a bathhouse? Because I really hope not, because I think it could be a really enjoyable thing if that is your thing. I'm about to go ahead and snap me up some pictures for the gram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you like the makeup, if you like anything I was talking about, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs up, girl. And most importantly, make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on any more of this Tyler with no goodness. And I will catch you all on my next video. Peace. Oh babe, it's been on my mind. Fun fact, orange is actually like my favorite color now. So I've actually been like incorporating more orange into my wardrobe and everything. I just love the way it looks on me. I love orange makeup. I just like the color orange. Not necessarily this bright of orange all the time, but I love me a good burnt orange.